We are back again. We are back. It's lunch hour. The show is called TBR Solution Sports Program. It's myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe, together with Shakes Manqoba Ngwenya or Manqoba Shakes Ngwenya, as he prefers. As Brakid says, the man with the educated left foot. Shakes, welcome to the show, and may you kindly greet the viewers.
Thanks, Brasobi, for having me on the show, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in.
Shakes, there are a number of issues that I want us to talk about. I want us to start reviewing the game of Mamelodi Sundowns. No, it was Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns because it was a home game for Chiefs. I want us to look at that. I want you to review as a former player. You played, you saw the game. But before I go there, you know what? I was so impressed by Vina Maposa. When I interviewed him, he told me something very interesting. He said at Chiefs, if a player gets a yellow card, he's sanctioned. Monitored. If it's a yellow card, 2 yellow cards, so the sanctions are not the same. Red card, I said, this is impressive. Because that works on the bigger goal of achieving discipline. Now, my question is, was that happening at Sundowns when you were there?
Yeah, Brasobs, it all depends on what type of yellow card you are getting, if it's necessary or it's unnecessary. Sometimes you have to take one for the team and take a yellow card because you can see you are being counter-attacked. It's a tactic, in the team. Sometimes you have to make that foul and take one for the team. So there are necessary yellow cards and then there are unnecessary yellow cards, which will cost the team. So yes, sometimes, especially with the red cards, if you go and you get a red card because you are back chatting the referee and you are talking with the referee, then yes, that one you will be sanctioned for. You will be fined, even in the team, for a red card that is unnecessary, which you could have avoided. And it's something that hurts the team rather than helps the team. But there are yellow cards, and there is when you take one for the team, which saves the team. Those are Fernandinho takes a lot of those yellow cards for the team, where you see that they're going to break the play, and he steps there in the midfield quickly and he takes a yellow card. But you understand that it's a smart yellow card to take. So there's a difference when it comes to that.
Now, my question was, at Sundowns, were they sanctioning you guys monetarily, one, or any other way? Was it part of the code of conduct which you guys were told about? Probably were even given some document that this is a code of conduct for the players in Mamelodi Sundowns. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, not in paper terms, Brasobs, but we knew there were coaches who were very strict about unnecessary cards, and you knew, we all knew that if you commit a stupid red card or a stupid yellow card that could have been avoided, you knew that you were going to get that fine from this coach. It was just that knowledge that we had, but it was nothing on paper to say that yellow card, you get a sanction or something.
The clarity that I want to get, Shakes, it was coaches, not the team's policy.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Because according to Vina, that is the policy of Kaizer Chiefs. They have it. So, in other words, they are right when they say Kaizer Chiefs is the well-run team in the country.
Yeah.
Because for me, if that is the case, that shows that these guys are so organized, and very professional. Because remember, one of the things that prompted that question, we're getting reports that Zuma backchatted coach, in fact, confronted coach Arthur's one. All right. But the team decided to be on Arthur's side by suspending the player. All right. Now, of course, Vina didn't tell me everything, because he needs to protect the brand, especially when the matter is still internal. All right. Then for me, I said, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. If they stand for the coach, I'm happy for that. And then there's another story that I picked up. Maybe you'll know better. You can also allude to that. Somebody just told me, I think it's this friend of mine, Dr. Matebula, very, very staunch Mamelodi Sundowns. He's got a history of Mamelodi Sundowns. Apparently, he's a friend to Walter Kutumela. He said, when Pito was having difficulties, Patrice Motsepe had a meeting. Dr. Patrice Motsepe had a meeting with the supporters in Mamelodi. And then said, guys, you have to choose. It's either you support Pito because I'm going with Pito wherever he goes, or I'm taking the club away from Mamelodi. Did that happen? To your knowledge?
Yes, Pastor.
Did that happen to your knowledge?
Yeah. To my knowledge, perhaps Patrice was behind the Pito when the chips were down. He was behind Pito, he had a bigger picture, you see, because supporters sometimes they lose patience very quickly. There was a time when Pito was being escorted by police at Atteridgeville. When things were not going right, but because Patrice had a bigger vision, he protected him, and yes, I believe it happened that he spoke to the supporters, and look now where Pito is, after all of that, if he didn't intervene and show the supporters the bigger picture, we maybe wouldn't even see Pito where he is now, but it's important to give our coaches a chance and to make the supporters understand that it's a long-term goal for a coach. There are no short-term results.
Now, while you're still there, Shakes, did he come to you guys as players to say, guys, it's either you support the coach or out?
Yeah, with us, Patrice always wanted to know our feeling with the coach. What's the problem? Because he knew that when there are problems, it starts with the players. So he used to come to us and find out what the problem is and how we feel about the coach. And then he would sum up and make his own decision based on the information he gathers from the players. So yeah, he would listen first and then he would make the decision.
Did he at any stage tell you in no uncertain terms that it's either you support the coach or you guys are out? Or did he make it clear? Did he make it clear that, guys, I'm for the coach, even after listening to you?
Yeah, well, perhaps with Pito, I was not at Sundowns with
okay.
Pito.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
At that stage, I was not with Sundowns, but with other coaches, he would support both the player and the coach, and want to find out the general feeling from the players as well. Yeah, that's how he would operate. We'll call the players in and find out if there was a problem and if there was an issue. And then he would sort it out. I remember with Gordon Niggerson, it was the same way. He could see there was a problem, and he spoke to the players, and straight after, immediately made a decision because a lot of players were not happy with Gordon.
So what was the decision that he made?
Immediately, he will make the decision. You will not see the coach the next day.
Oh, okay. All right. No, that's fine. That's all I wanted to know, so that at least I understand what's happening. Because look, our show, as much as we talk sports, but we are trying to be more educative, right? And we learn by observing, learn the good practices, and then try to discourage the bad practices. That's all what you do. People might think it's a show, but it's very educational. That's what we try to do at all times. That's it set between Kaizer Chiefs and the way that they do things. But I must say, I was very much impressed to hear Vina saying that, because that has been a worrying thing for me to say, this guy gets yellow card, red card. And then, like Ramos, Ramos, Ramos would spend most of his time in the stand because of red card. I think Ramos is the guy who has more red cards than any other player in La Liga. And he has been in France. He has already got 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, and Ramos is a good player, very influential player, very passionate, rallying the players around. The guy's got that leadership. But if you keep on getting, I'm worried about discipline. That's what worries me. Shakes, let's move on. Let's move to the game between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. What did you see? There's anything that you want to tell us? How did you see Mamelodi Sundowns? How did you see Kaizer Chiefs? Any improvement under the leadership of Arthur Zwane as far as you are concerned?
Sorry, Brasons, I lost you.
All right, what I was saying, I want us to look now at the game between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. Having watched the game, which points do you want to point out from Mamelodi Sundowns perspective, Kaizer Chiefs perspective? Any improvements as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned under the leadership of Manqoba?
Yeah, Saubrey, it was an interesting game, credit must go to Kaizer Chiefs, for really putting in a game, against Sundowns. I think, actually, to be honest, for better parts of the game, I believe they were the better team on the day. They played well. They attacked us, and our lads at the back, the Sundowns players, they had a lot to deal with. So, Chiefs was playing well. So yeah, on the balance of the game, I think it was a fair result. Even though Keegan Dolly could have scored that penalty and won the game for Chiefs, I think if Chiefs had won that game, it would have revived them and their season. Going forward, I think it would have given them a big boost against a Sundowns team who's already won the league.
Okay, I hear that, and then I understand what you are saying. I saw a lot of improvement as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned. Although Sundowns was superior, they missed a lot of chances in that game. But as you say, football is about chances sometimes. Sometimes you lose them. And then for me, if I were Sundowns coaches, I wouldn't feel bad. Moreover, if you consider the fact that they were creating chances, that's the most important thing. If they are not creating chances, that's why you should worry much. Penalty, anyone can miss it. Messi has missed so many penalties, and he's the best player in the world. Ronaldo has missed even recently. I'm not sure about Pele. I'm sure Pele has missed them before. I'm sure Maradona has missed them before. So penalty, sometimes it's a guesswork. I don't know. Shakes, you know about penalty. Take us through what is happening in the mind of the player. Do you sometimes go through the videos of the players of various teams? How do they take their penalties and prepare yourself accordingly? Or how does it work? Or what's happening? Or you get tip off that this one is strong in falling from falling towards the left or the right hand side. So yeah, if you can tell me what's your take.
Yeah, Stop is the duty of the goalkeeper coach always to know if you are playing against a team like Kaizer Chiefs, who are the likely penalty takers, and where do they go? Previously, how do they take their penalties? So goalkeepers always do that homework, you know. And Riyad would have known Keegan Dolly where he goes when he takes his penalty, or how to intimidate him, you know. So I think the big credit must go to Riyad Peterson. The boy has been playing third fiddle at Sundowns for a while now, behind Kennedy Mwenu and Onyango. So he has now got his chance, and he's proven to be a good penalty stopper. And I think this augurs well for him going to the new season. I mean, he's the youngest keeper out of the three keepers, and the two keepers are aging now. He needs to take on the baton at Sundowns and carry the team as a goalkeeper. So for him to save that penalty, I got Keegan Dolly. It was not a bad miss by Keegan Dolly, by the way. It was a good save by Riyad Peterson. That's very important to note.
All right. Now, you guys as infield players, do they take you through the goalkeeper coach and say, you know, Kune, this is where he dives strongly compared to this side?
No. Most of the time, it's just the goalkeeper coach studying the player that's taking the penalty. We, as the penalty takers, we don't study the goalkeeper, you know, Brasops. When you are a striker, you just know that you need to pick a spot and you need to hit that ball and make sure it's in. If you hit it well with confidence, there's no way the keeper will make a save. It's for the keepers to study the strikers, not the strikers to study the keeper.
All right. As you say, Shakes, you played football. Don't you think sometimes you need to watch and say, this guy is strong?
Yeah, to be honest, I used to watch Kune myself because you can see Kune, he wasn't the tallest of keepers and he was fast out of his mark. So most of the time when I took a penalty against him, I would hit it in the middle because I know he's going to move. So that is a way of also studying the keeper myself to know that he will move faster because he's just the type of player who moves faster. And then you will get your Brian Baloyi where you don't want to hit it in the middle because he is taller, and by the time he moves, he can still get the ball with his hand. So it's important to hit it low to a player like Brian because it will take a lot of time for him to get down, you know, rather than a Kune who is faster on his feet. So yes, as a player, you need to have it on your mind to always look at the goalkeeper and understand the size of the goalkeeper and where you put the ball.
You know, me pertaining to the game, not the penalty. I've seen a lot of improvement in Kaizer Chiefs. You know, Keegan Dolly is very influential. You know, if I was somebody, when I say somebody, I was in the technical department, I would say Keegan should play just like Messi is doing now. Draw deeper and come. And I saw he was deep this time. He was not up front. Unfortunately, Parker, we hear that he's retiring because I think he was good at doing that. I would have loved Parker to continue for another season. That's my opinion. But he feels his body. He knows if he feels he has to leave now, maybe we should allow him to go out nicely. So yeah, so for me, as I say, Keegan, if you could come from the middle of the park, play deeper behind the strikers, he can do well. I don't know. and keep Kama up front, because Kama is a little bit fast. It's still very fast, all right? So I would continue to keep Kama up front. And I was impressed by Nekovic. I don't know whether I saw that. He was a threat when he came in. Well, Cardoso, but Cardoso, is it Cardoso? That guy. The one who's from Mamelodi Sundowns, now he's with Kaizer Chiefs. I know. If I was at Chiefs, I would let him go. I think he has passed the stage. I don't see his effectiveness at Kaizer Chiefs. But I saw a better Chiefs, to be honest. Zuma, yes, would need him. But if a player is ill-disciplined, why should you use him? I don't know what happened to Jabulo, Manqoba, you know, but maybe it's the coach decision. But it was nice seeing Kaizer Chiefs playing that way. It shows that, and I also like what Arthur said. Arthur said he wants his players to be free. All right, to feel free as a Kaizer Chiefs player, feel free. Don't be afraid to lose football. Just play football. Don't be afraid to lose the ball, right? Because if he says they play with fear, then they won't be impactful enough. I don't know what's your take about
that. Yeah, Kasobs, I think it works. It works for Kaizer Chiefs to have a Keegan Dolly playing a more of a free role, coming in and collecting the ball, because it's important to have a player like that. That's why Sundowns dominate with the ball, because they have a player like Mshishi who is controlling things in the middle. And you know, with Keegan Dolly, he's got that eye for a pass, you know, so he can collect from deep and he can find your likes of Keegan Dolly up front, you know. And on the point of Castro, no, it's not that he's reached his sellout date. It's just that he's a type of player who needs certain players around him, you know. That's why he excelled at Sundowns. He had certain players around him and they were playing a certain pattern, which he understands. You know, the likes of Torrealba as well, who was at Sundowns. You saw how effective he was at Sundowns when he went to Chiefs, because of the type of players who were around him and the style of play. He didn't excel. So not every player is for a certain team. You will see their quality in a certain team. But I can tell you, Castro is a very good player. It's just that he hasn't found the right pattern in which he plays with there at Kaizer Chiefs.
All right, no, I said Cardoso. I wanted to say Castro. For me, no. So if you say that, but if I was, I would release him. Release him, get another player who will add value. I don't think he's adding value. And by saying that, I'm not killing him. Like you said, you understand football better than me. You say he wants to play with different kind of players. So probably he could have done well if he was playing the players that he used to play at Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, that was it. Yeah. Now, let's look at Moroka Swallows. We hear that things are not going well there. They're languishing at the bottom. And thanks to the president, which is Panyaza Sufi, for wishing me a happy birthday yesterday. I really appreciate it, because we come a long way, myself and him. But that doesn't mean I cannot talk about Swallows. I'll have to talk about Swallows, because there are Swallows fans who wants to know what's happening about Moroka Swallows. I'm worried about Swallows, because Swallows is an old team, you know. It's like losing a team like Newcastle in England, all right? Losing a team like AC Milan in Italy, all right? Those are old teams. You need to have them there. You know, they're part of the tradition, okay? And Swallows, we know that they come from a terrible situation, all right? And then it was sad to see that Jomo Cosmos now has gone to ABC League. But as Mr. Sono said, or Dr. Sono said, his approach, it's a project, it's a business, is grooming players and sell. So who are we to argue with that? So, but you know, the people who are there in football, we want them to benefit the rewards of football because they play during the difficult times when there was no money. So if there is money, let them be part of it. Like Swallows. Swallows, it comes a long way. So it won't be nice. Brad Pitt is a through Swallows fan, and I'm not surprised. It's from Durban anyway, the Durban Beds. So yeah. So what's your take about what's happening about Moroka Swallows?
Yeah, Brussels. I think we've spoken about this before with Swallows. And they did so well to come back and be in the PSL now. There's a threat of them being relegated or playing or going to the playoffs. It's so sad because we want to see Swallows come back, the glory days of Moroka Swallows. I'll never forget the likes of Calvin Peterson, the likes of AC Mnini. So many players, quality players who played for Swallows, but now Swallows is in a threat of being relegated, and I think a lot of problems stem from players like Manqoba, players like Vuyomire and Cheese Boy. Those players are the leaders of the team, and when those players are not playing, then you can see that there's problems. When the senior players are not and no longer in the team, I think that's where the problem started with Swallows.
All right, let's hope that they will survive. That would be nice to see that. I think they need 1 or 2 wins and then to survive. There are other teams like TS Galaxy, the new kids on the block. One would really love to see them going out. Yeah, we wish them to survive. And then what's your take about TS Galaxy? When you look at it and analyze TS Galaxy, do you think they will really survive? And let's look at TS Galaxy. Let's look at also Cheaper United.
Yeah, with TS Galaxy, I really wish they survive because they are doing a lot behind the scenes. With their development, they are taking their development seriously. So you've got my ex-teammate who I used to play with at Vets, Ashley Makanya, working there at TS Galaxy, and they are doing a lot in terms of their development. So you want to see a team like that survive and continue because they are going about things in the right way. You can see that a lot. They're going to yield a lot from their development programs. So, and they've done well. I saw them. They beat Pirates the other week. So it's a team that is on a resurgence, and I believe they will survive.
It was not only Pirates that they beat. Even Kaizer Chiefs, they've fallen prey to them. They were also beaten by them. Well, Chiefs, they even beat them in the cup. So, yeah, it would be nice to see them coming up. And moreover, like you are saying, development is key. Mr. Tim Sugazi, he brings players that we don't know. So that's a good thing because we need to unearth a lot of players and then so that they can play for the national squad. And then while you're still there, I see Hugo Boss saying he wished that Tau will be able to join the squad. Tau is on fire. He is on fire in Egypt. So both Tau and the coach, Izom Simane, well, they've won their first leg. And then we wish them, I personally wish them that they can win the Champions League. So we don't have any South African team, but we have South Africans there. I'll be happy to see people winning the Champions League. I don't know what's your take about Tau and Libobos.
Yeah, definitely we'll be happy to see the 2 South Africans lifting the South African flag high. Once again, Pito, I will never get tired or scared to talk about Pitso. For me, he's the epitome of black excellence, Saubrey. And of course, I wish him the best. He's one step away from making it in the final again and making history as a coach for Al Ahly by winning it 3 consecutive times. So yes, Percy Tau was on fire. We saw him with the 2 goals and 2 assists. And this is good for South Africa. It's good for Bafana to see Percy performing like that. And definitely he will be in the national team. He will never shy away from playing in the national team. I think he definitely was injured last time. That's why he didn't go. He's a young man. I know him personally. Very dedicated, Saubrey. There's no. I'm not surprised where he is with his career because of the way he was so dedicated and he gives a lot to football.
Now, Shakes, while you're still there, did you see the goals? They were classic goals. It was not like goal. They were very classy. You know, the boy has matured. You know, I was looking at Brighton when they were beating Man United. And then I saw these young guys there. I said, you know, had Percy stayed, maybe he could have been there and still the limelight. Yeah, you know, I don't know. We have a different view of seeing things, but I was impressed. So I wish them good luck. Now, let's move on. We hear news that Ronaldo, he met Sir Alex Ferguson because now he's thinking whether he's staying with Man United or not. We know that they are not in the Champions League. Official, they are not in the Champions League. So Ronaldo is not in the Champions League. Messi is in the Champions League. And now, apparently Sir Alex Ferguson said, please stay with Man United. What would you say if you are in Sir Alex Ferguson position? We know that Sir Alex Ferguson is a Man United through and through. What would you say to Ronaldo? Or would you decide to leave as Ronaldo off, trying your luck of winning another Champions League, the last one now?
Yeah.
While you're still there, sorry, Shakes, while you're still there, remember Ronaldo has won more Champions League. All right? Although it's like they are 4-4 with Messi on Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. It's like they are 4-4. But he has done well. He has taken 3 Champions League consecutively. That has never happened. It was Real Madrid and Ronaldo. So what would you say to Ronaldo? One, what do you do if you were Ronaldo?
Yeah, so it's two different ones, Saubrey. You see, if I'm Sir Alex Ferguson, obviously I want Ronaldo to stay. Is that the best decision for Ronaldo? Honestly, I don't think so. You know, Ronaldo has proven with this a terrible Man United team that he can still bang in the goals. He's still got what it takes to bang in the goals, you know. Imagine if Ronaldo was playing for a team like Man City, how many goals he would be having, you know, how many chances, free chances he'd be having to score goals. But he's scoring a lot of half chances goals at Man United and is doing well. And, you know, I had a look at him when they were losing 4-0 last week, you know, and I just felt sorry for him because he really doesn't deserve that. I mean, he's a goal-scoring machine. He gives his all to the game. And
Shakes,
leaving Man United.
All right, you know what? As much as you said, maybe it's not a good idea for Ronaldo because maybe after next year he might not be quick as he is now. Because if he stays at Man United, he still has to fight to win the Champions League. And then how old would he be? 40 or so?
Yeah.
But Abramovich is still playing, man. And he's in his 41s or whatever, 42. So maybe Ronaldo can have that longevity, you know? What's your take about it?
Yeah, he can have the longevity. He looks after his body. He works hard. He can have the longevity, but you don't want, as a Ronaldo who's done so well in the past, winning trophies, to be playing for a team that's always just going to be lingering there. You know, Man United will not play the Champions League again next season. They will not play it, Prasov. So why be in a team like that? You know, for Ronaldo, I think maybe it's time for him to team up with Messi now at PSG. Maybe that should be his next move. Definitely, he will score more goals at PSG than he scored at Man United, without a doubt.
Yeah, of course, we hear that Mbappe may join Real Madrid. Maybe that would be a move for Ronaldo, but I don't like it. I don't want them to play together. I want Messi to play there, Ronaldo to play there. But nevertheless, the big news, we hear that Haalad has signed with Man City. How big is that news?
Yeah. You know, probably immediately when Madrid beat Man City in the Champions League final, that was my first thought. My first thought that, you know what, Pep now needs Haaland more than ever. And I was not surprised to hear the news this week that Haaland now is close to sealing the deal with Man City. It's about time, you know. And what a big deal this is for Haaland. This is going to make him the highest paid player in the world. And yeah, I think it's about time to have Haaland. He's such a beast of a striker. These are big. This is a big signing. It's going to be the biggest signing ever, you know. And I think the boy is going to shine in London, in Manchester.
Right. We don't know. We'll see. But that will be good news for Man City. And you have Kevin De Bruyne there supplying the pass, just like Messi does, wherever Messi is. And then I think Haaland can score more goals there. And yeah, and then we'll see. Kylian Mbappe, it is said, they said yesterday he was in Madrid. Himself and Hakimi and Hakimi's brother, they were seen in one of the restaurants in Madrid. He said it's a personal, journey. It has nothing to do. He has never made any decision. What would you say if you were in the corner of Kylian Mbappe? What would you say? Sign with Madrid.
So definitely the young man is at the peak of his career. I think it's time, you know, Brussels, for him to move to Madrid. I'm a Barcelona supporter, but I won't lie, Madrid is the biggest team in the world, and they keep on proving it with the Champions League. They're in the Champions League again. And Mbappe is just a player, I think, that will fit in with what they are doing at Real Madrid. Benzema is not going to be on fire forever, and Mbappe needs to come in there now and wear that number 9 at Madrid.
If you ask me, I would say it would be a good move for him to go to Madrid, because I see him playing with Vinicius Jr., and then they will be unstoppable. This Madrid team, they show to be a very good team. You know what I like about Florentina Perez? You know, this guy doesn't mix his words. People were blaming him when he sold. I was one of those people who blamed him when he sold Ronaldo, but he knows business, this guy. Remember, by selling Ronaldo, he didn't lose money. He made money, in fact. And then after that, he continued to win. All right? He continued to be a force to be reckoned with. So, for me, Florentina Perez is one president who's doing well at Madrid. And if I were UEFA, I would be worried if I see Florentina Perez, Laporta, and the guy Juve, they're the guys behind the Super League, Super Cup League, whatever you call it. I would be worried. Because these are not, especially Perez, These are not lightweight. Serious figures. Perez has a lot of influence. Some of the rumors are saying, I think about 3 or whatever Ballon d'Or that Ronaldo win, that was because of his influence. All right. So you cannot underestimate a person of such influence. All right. So if I were UEFA, you need to find a way of working with him rather than working against him. I don't know what's your take, because he proves in what he does. And I won't be surprised if Madrid take this cup, the Champions League. But don't rule out Liverpool. Don't rule out Klopp and his boys. They're on fire. So I don't know. What's your take?
Yeah, Perez is definitely a big president, you know, very bold in the decisions that he makes, Saubrey. But yeah, I think UEFA should work with him, and yeah, with the Super Cup, I've just got mixed feelings. I don't think it's the right way to go, and yeah, I think Perez they should work together with FIFA to come up with something that's more amicable, because that one it doesn't serve everybody's it's not good for everyone, perhaps.
But you know, their argument is they don't make more money with the Champions League. They say UEFA is the one that is making more money than them as a teams, as players. We know how even UEFA was formed. It was a breakaway. All right. We know how PSL was formed. It was a breakaway. Everything was boiling down to the same thing: money, 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 money. So UEFA, they probably need to be flexible and meet them halfway if really, really they want to keep them. But I'm saying, if I were them, I would be worried if you have Perez still lingering out there and Perez is still doing some few things. It's like here in football in our country. If you have a person like Kaizer outside the league, or Dr. Ivan Kosa outside the league, you should be more worried, because these are very influential people. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. And then we don't know, you people out there, what's your take? Shakes, and then there is any other news that you'd like us to share? I don't think there's much to share except to say we are enjoying football, because closer now to the closure now, and very soon it will be what you call the transfer. Then we'll be talking about transfers. So yeah, I don't know. Is any other thing that we want us to share? Generally in football, any subject that we want to talk about?
No, Prasabre, I think we've covered a lot. But yes, looking forward to the transfer window. Want to see what other teams are doing. You know, already we see Man City in England. They are going big with Haaland. So it remains to be seen the likes of Mbappe, even here locally in our country in the PSL. It remains to be seen what the other teams are likely to do, because the runaway league leaders, Mamelodi Sundowns, is not going to stop. I can promise you they will be signing again, and it's up to the other teams to pick up their socks. We don't want to see a dominance of one team forever.
Shakes, I'm going to move straight to the Messi special. Although today I'm not going to share much with you on the Messi special. You know, Lionel Messi, if you can see here, alone in terms of goals and assists, in terms of goals, he has got 31 goals so far. Ronaldo, both goals and assists, is 22. This debate will continue, Shakes. And then, like I said, Messi has qualified for the Champions League. Not only that, Messi has helped PSG win the league. His goal was the winning goal of the league. Not only PSG, And then those are things that I'm thinking about. So yeah, Shakes, that's the end of the story for me today. I don't want to talk too much today, but thanks for coming to the show. And then we continue to ask people to continue to support. I don't know. Do you want to say something?
No, Prasobre, I'm okay with that one.
Okay, no, that's fine. Shakes, let's talk again. And then I had promised that we'll talk at 5. Is still that arrangement? 5 o'clock? Will that be fine?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Now, thank you very much, Shakes. And then hopefully we'll have more people subscribing and also doing the likes. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from the Big R or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, and stress and depression can be caused by a number of things: lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so, just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people, they don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what do? We try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this: with the fund that we are working with, there is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are least taxed, all right? and then and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.